5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rodg's Top 5.
Good. Well, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Rodg from the Herb N Rodg Podcast here. Hope everybody's had a good week, and hope we're going into the weekend. We all have a great weekend. On Tuesday afternoon, I believe it was, Kalen DeBoer came out and alluded to the fact that this year's A-Day game would be modified. He alluded to the fact that, we've had some injuries going in spring. Some people are still trying to work through some things. In years past, even when he was at Fresno State, it was just basically A-Day, or the spring game was just like a preview, which it always is. It's just a glorified scrimmage game. We all understand that. But we don't have any clear-cut vision on what this modification is going to look like. We don't know what's going to be different about A-Day, or if anything is going to stay the same. We all have no idea. With that being said, I came up with 5 solutions or different options that he can kind of incorporate into A-Day, since we're going to be modified a little bit. Now, I'm going to give you my list of my top 5. These things could be placed in A-Day. They don't have to necessarily replace the game, but maybe throughout the whole A-Day experience, these things could be thrown in somewhere in different aspects of the field, whatever the case may be. Here we go. Rodg's top 5 modifications for A-Day. All right. Starting at number 1, if I can get the thing going here. Flag football. A flag football game. I feel like this is the clear-cut and obvious favorite if there are any modifications to A-Day. You'll still get a game. Obviously, it's not going to be as physical for obvious reasons. You'll still be able to see the players pull off a couple of plays here and there. The entertainment value is not going to be the same. You still want to see guys get hit during A-Day. We've all grown to see that over the years. But this will still give you some sort of action on the field. Kind of see a couple of players get a little speedy out there, whatever the case may be. But you're not going to see the same thing as you would see on normal A-Day. So maybe flag football. We'll see. Number 2, dodgeball. We all remember the classic movie that came out in the early to mid 2000s with Ben Stiller and all those other guys, Vince Vaughn, etc. Great movie. I feel like even growing up as a kid, Herb and I played dodgeball. We even played another variation called prison dodgeball when we lived overseas. We'll get into that in another episode. But who doesn't love dodgeball? And with this episode of dodgeball for A-Day, you could just line it. You could have offensive linemen versus defensive linemen. You could have special teams versus some of the DBs, quarterbacks against the wide receivers, whatever you want. Just some version of dodgeball. Just incorporate that into A-Day. Make it look fun. I think it'll help out. Number 3, a dunking booth. Now, this dunking booth would not apply to the players. This is going to be for the coaches only. Just imagine you're rewatching a game in 2024 that we didn't play well, that we lost, the Tennessee, the Vanderbilt, one of those games, and you look back and you say, and you all of a sudden you go to A-Day on April 12th this year, and you see Nick Sheridan in the dunking booth. And you're thinking about some of those plays that were called throughout the season, and some of those plays that we all questioned, and we just said, why? Why did we do that? That Tennessee game, why did we throw the ball on Ryan Williams 19 to 20 times? Well, hey, Nick Sheridan, you're in the dunking booth. I'm going to throw that, and I'm going to hit that target, and I'm going to take my anger and frustration out on you. You could put anybody else you want. You could put Kane Womack in there. You could put Coach DeBoer, anybody else. No players, just coaches only. Dunking booth. I think, hey, of course it'll be oriented to the kids too, but I mean, there's going to be some adults that want to express their frustration as well. Number 4, a skills challenge. Now, we've seen a skill challenge in several years regarding the Pro Bowl as far as the NFL. I think we can definitely incorporate that into the A-Day game this year. You could have different variations of a skills challenge. You could have quarterbacks trying to hit targets. You could have kickers trying to hit maybe certain posts on the field goal post. You could have maybe the wide receivers doing something, whatever the case may be. Just incorporate different activities regarding a skill challenge into there. And again, this is maybe somewhere you can help get some of the younger generation, some of the young kids that come to A-Day, get them involved with the game as well. Let them have a little fun. And number 5, tug of war. Now, judging by the screen, if you're a fan of Squid Games, you already know what this is. I'm not mentioning the fact that we need to have a Squid Game oriented type of tug of war game. Just a regular good old fashioned tug of war game. You could have the offensive lineman on one side, the defensive lineman on one side, You could have the DBs on one side. You could have the wide receivers on one side. Whatever the case may be, just let them have a good old-fashioned tug of war, take out some anger and frustration. Hopefully nobody gets hurt, and maybe the loser gets to eat, I don't know, hot dogs and beans, and then the winner, of course, gets steak and some asparagus, some mashed potatoes, etc. Anyway, those are Rodg's top 5 regarding modifications to A-Day. If you're watching this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know of some modifications you would want to make to the A-Day game. With all that being said, I hope everybody continues to have a great week, a great weekend, and of course, watch the Herb N Rodg Podcast Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you so much, and as always, roll Tide.